Okay, welcome back to Reese Reacts. All glory be to God here. And today I have a special video for you. Before I get into that, if this is your first time here, I just want to say thank you for at least clicking on the video. And I pray you continue to watch and you subscribe. You can hit the subscribe button here, like the video here, comment. And football season just started, so that's why I have this hat on. Let me know your team in the comments below. But let's move forward. Today we have a very, very special reaction video to the crime that's going on. Crime is running rampant. And the government seriously needs to do something about it. Now I don't care which side you're on, we can all agree that something needs to be done. But without further ado, let's get into the reaction.
A sharp eye in the sky, using a
all right, we're watching now.
Chaos down below.
Hey, you pieces! Knock it off!
Wow.
It's a vicious assault over a parking job by a suspect who likes to wear orange.
Uh-oh.
My kids could have had to bury their mom.
Serving coffee, then staring down a barrel. A small business owner describes the nightmare that came knocking on her drive-through window.
Shout out to the Spotlight for
Cutting
letting
off
me
the
react to this
Belltown
video.
Hellcat.
I know he don't
How
have
the
no
latest
shiesty
arrest
on.
of this notorious nuisance
That man came
centers
to
on
shoot.
social media.
He came to
Now,
court with a shiesty? Oh, he's on a whole nother level. We gotta pray for our brother. He came to court with a shiesty. Shout out to Fox.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm David Rose, and tonight we're starting with crimes caught on camera and the suspects who just can't stay out of the spotlight. We begin with a violent attack on two women and a man just trying to go home from work near the Great Wheel in... A warning for you, this video is brutal, but the victims are going to be okay, and they are on their way to getting justice, all thanks to a concerned neighbor who fired up her cell phone camera when things started to go down.
Hey, you pieces! Knock it off!
That was the reaction of a witness who called 911 after a violent attack in Seattle on April 10th. She started recording when she heard an argument on the street below. Seattle police say a brother, sister, and their cousin were leaving work when they commented that a black BMW SUV was parked very close to the front of their car. The guy you see there in the orange had his window down and took offense to that. So he got out and an argument ensued with him yelling at them. At one point, the sister, who is 5'3", 110 pounds, flips his phone out of his hand. He pulls back and strikes her in the face, knocking her to the ground unconscious. Then he attacks her brother, who has his hands up saying he doesn't want to fight, before hitting the female cousin as well, dropping her to the pavement. Security comes over, but this guy doesn't stick around. He gets in his vehicle and leaves. It took 6 minutes for his first victim to regain consciousness, and she suffered a bad concussion. When Seattle police ran the license plate, it came back to one Dalil Downs. That Downs name may be familiar to you here on the Spotlight, because Dalil is the brother of Janice Downs, who we've told you has been charged with leading a ring of organized thieves and stealing $500,000 worth of Lululemon clothing. Turns out the attack happened hours after Janice and her mother, Janice Wiley, were arraigned in the organized retail theft case. When detectives looked at the court video, they saw Dalil wearing that same orange outfit, then also located a photo of him wearing orange at work.
Wait a minute. So you've already done crime in that orange jumpsuit and you decided to do more crime in the orange jumpsuit? Make that make sense, my man. Make that make sense. Am I tripping here? You can't be that much of a, what do they call it in Chicago? A goofy. You can't be that much of a goofy. Come on. Let's carry on.
Seems he likes orange. The evidence was enough for the prosecutor, who's charged him with 3 counts of assault. He showed up for his arraignment and has pleaded not guilty. Downs is free right now, awaiting trial.
That's messed up.
Another guy who cannot stay out of the spotlight and the cameras is the Belltown Hellcat, arrested at his latest court.
Now for him, this man right here, this is gonna be interesting, and I'm pretty sure I'm gonna laugh. This man pulled up in court with a shiesty on. If he has black Air Force Ones on, it's over. He has no remorse for human life, and he has a Montclair on. Just know he's about that life. If you see him with the black Air Force Ones and a shiesty, hey, If you know, you know. Let me know down in the comment section if you see somebody with the black Air Force Ones. Now, how you looked at them.
The judge found he violated an order to stop posting to certain social media platforms where he's made a name for himself with his noisy and reckless antics. The Spotlight's Alejandro
What he be
Guzman
doing?
takes us inside the hearing where the Hellcats attorney seemed pretty exasperated with her client.
Chief, I think we're good to go.
Miles Hudson in handcuffs again after going before Judge Seth Neeson, this time a little less religious as he was minimally covered. Prosecutors were asking the court to raise his bail.
Because Mr. Hudson, as he told the police and as he had now shown the court on several occasions, will not stop this sort of behavior.
They claim Hudson is trying to skirt court rules.
Hold on. Did she just say skirt? Oh, let me run it back really quick. Oh, not that far.
Time, a little less religious as he was minimally covered. Prosecutors were asking the court to raise his bail.
Because Mr. Hudson, as he told the police and as he had now shown the court on several occasions, will not stop this sort of behavior.
They claim Hudson is trying to skirt court rules. Judge Neeson previously banned Hudson from posting on his Instagram and Twitch accounts for 2 counts related to harassing an ex-girlfriend where he...
She did say skirt the... She did say skirt the courts, but I took it different. But how do you get banned from posting on social media? I know you done did some things, my boy. I'ma pray for you. You done did some things.
Allegedly stalked and shared revenge porn. The violations allegedly came almost immediately after Hudson was released.
Oh, he was at them takeovers. He's one of those.
SRT.Miles to not.SRT.Miles with the bio disclaimer saying Miles doesn't post to illegal purposes. The account now also offering a $9.99 subscription to followers where they'll have early access to exclusive behind-the-scenes content.
So somebody's out here paying 99 cents to watch this man be reckless? Oh no, they're paying $9.99. He said I gotta get my money. I gotta pay this loan off for this Hellcat. Hey, this one's funny.
I'm gonna be super clear with you. Changing the name of your Instagram account or saying for legal purposes that somebody else is posting on it is not effective. Okay? I know how this works.
A new account, Alone.Miles, has also been created where he allegedly posted this red key curse picture of his ankle monitor and his Hellcat key. Hudson, who spoke against his attorney's advice, is not taking
I'm not even gonna pause no more.
for it.
I just wanted to say for the photo they're talking about was posted on TikTok, Your Honor, and I did understand what you were saying with the don't post on that. That's why I went straight to TikTok. I do feel like someone's like malice intent towards me. Okay.
Judge Neeson left no doubt.
Hold up, she defends. She told him don't say anything else. You gonna make it worse. He gonna make it worse. What y'all think?
What is allowed? He expanded the ban across accounts, letting him know he's on the hook. If
All right, this
any
case
other
is funny.
post
We can laugh
or
at this one, guys.
I can't give you legal advice.
But I do not agree with
if you come
takeovers
in
at all.
front of this court with a second violation, it is going to be very problematic. Comply with this court's orders. These go away at the conclusion of your case. I want you to have the opportunity to live the life you want to live, but you have to comply with my orders.
For the Spotlight, I'm Alejandra Guzman.
Belltown should be a little quieter as the judge made it very clear that no one is allowed to drive the Hellcat. Well, a crew of burglars caught on camera breaking into a Kent woman's home. They stole
And they
sentimental
covered up
items
the
and her
camera?
sense of safety. She moved into this apartment after
And they covered up the camera. Just know something going down. They don't even care. They covered up the camera. They've done that before for sure. They covering up the camera on them. Look how they walk in there.
She reached out to me to ask for your help, and the Spotlight's Nia Wong spoke with a victim who feels violated and heartbroken to experience
Was her door not locked?
crime like this in the next chapter of her life.
after living at the Homestead Apartments for a little more than a year.
I want to clean it from top to bottom to try and like wash off the violation or whatever.
This woman, who didn't want to show her face, spoke with Fox 13 exactly 1 week after this happened. She said she was working in Pierce County
Look
when
at him walking
folk
here.
alerted her to this site.
When they came in, they kind of looked like they didn't know if somebody was here or not.
Before one of the masked men looks directly into the camera, then takes what appears to be a crowbar to move that camera away.
Oh, they broke in there with the
They
crowbar.
smashed all of my jewelry boxes and left everything all over the place.
She says they took multiple Xboxes, electronics, sentimental items, even Marilyn Monroe photos off her wall.
It was unbelievable how fast they were in and out and how much they actually got away with.
She says police responded to her apartment building within minutes, but none of the suspects have been caught so far.
I know that there's been at least one tip where somebody has called an officer and tried to let him know.
Though she says she has trouble sleeping, she is grateful she wasn't home when these people broke in.
People like that are ruthless, and you never know how crazy they can be or how dangerous they can be. I'm just really glad that I wasn't home.
She hopes someone recognizes these people and will call in tips to Crime Stoppers, stopping these burglars before they break into any more homes.
Let somebody know who it was if they think.
I
they
really
know
feel
who it
bad for that
is,
lady, too.
Keep it from happening to someone else, because who knows, next time somebody might be home or it could end up even worse, you know?
It's
For the
just sickening.
Spotlight, I'm Nia Wong.
Now, y'all know I'm a man of God, but I'm telling you what, that just really upset me right there, to break in that lady's home and take something that's not yours. You come in my house like that if you want to. All you gonna get is a bap, 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 bap. Yeah, that's all you gonna get. That's all you gonna get. You gonna see all these hands too. If you don't have no gun, you gonna see all these hands. Bap, 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 bap. Yeah, let's go.
Crime Stoppers of Puget Sound is offering a cash reward of up to $1,000 for the tip that will help catch these burglary suspects.
Man, ain't nobody gonna tell for $1,000. Make it 10, we could talk.
Give me.
Pierce County
Oh,
Sheriff's
she need to
deputies
come
are
to
trying
Christ. She need to come to Christ for sure. She pulled up in there like she listens to NBA Youngboy all the time.
That woman who robbed a Tacoma coffee stand at gunpoint. It happened on the morning of August 8th at Revive Coffee.
What do you think, how much money do you think the coffee stand's gonna actually have? What goes through these people's minds to think that, hey, I know, I'm gonna go rob a coffee stand? Let's move on.
Near the 512 ramp. The Spotlight's AJ Janabel spoke with the coffee stand's owner about this terrifying ordeal.
Look at her.
I really felt like I was gonna be shot.
Look at her.
8 years ago, Peyton Jones took a leap of faith.
I bought my business as a single mom. I raising my daughter in there with me.
Nearly a decade later, the people who drive through Revive Coffee
You guys got plans for the rest of your day?
are more than just customers.
I memorized people's names, their drinks, what they did last weekend, what they have going on. Like, these people are family.
That's why
And I'm glad that she's doing well, man. I know I can tell by looking at her that life hasn't been so easy on her, but I'm glad that she's doing well and she's continuing to do well. I hope this doesn't stop her at all from doing what she needs to do. Continue to grow.
is so shocking.
I've never had a gun pointed at me.
Jones tells me this woman ran up to her window and threatened her and her employee.
I don't want to kill you. I don't want to do none of that.
Cameras show the terrifying situation from inside the coffee stand. And despite this nightmare, Jones went back to work that day.
I can't take that time to miss out on opportunities.
That's what I like to see right there. A true entrepreneur. That's what I like to see. She still went back to work. And she's never had a gun pointed at her. She brave. Give her a thumbs up in the chat.
To pay our bills.
She tells me in total, this gunwoman and getaway driver made off with about $100. But she says they took so much more.
$100? You willing to risk going to jail? You risking freedom potentially maybe risking dying if that woman had a gun for $100. Just throw your life away like that. I have nothing else to say.
Something's got to change. You know, I mean, that
It's
could
got
have
to.
easily been a really bad day. Like, my kids, sorry, my kids could have had to bury their mom.
For the Spotlight, I'm AJ Janavel.
So if you recognize that woman's voice or you know who she is, please contact the Pierce County Sheriff's Department. Or if you want to remain anonymous, you can reach out to Crime Stoppers of Tacoma, Pierce County.
Are they going to
I've
give
been doing this
$1,000?
26 years, and this is the most frightening thing I've ever seen.
That is the special agent in charge of the DEA in Seattle, talking with me this week about the fentanyl, meth, and cocaine killing people daily. He says fentanyl pill shipments have dropped some, but agents are seeing more powder fentanyl than ever. Plus, cocaine trafficking is up, and they are seeing a lot of extremely dangerous pure methamphetamine. They are making progress, though. Just recently, the final defendant arrested during Operation New Day in Seattle was sentenced. The Drug Enforcement Administration announced that 56-year-old Kwang Chow will serve 5 years in federal prison. That's big boy time because there's very little early release. Operation New Day targeted the open-air drug markets at 12th and Jackson and...
The amount of people that we've just seen out there on those drugs is probably the craziest thing I've seen in a while. And I know people always say like, oh, in California it's homeless people everywhere, it's people like this everywhere. I think in San Francisco specifically, it looks like that. And you know, there's still people and they still need help. And I'm hoping that there's something that can change so we can help all those who are lost, especially when it comes to the drugs and just the destruction of all of the communities with these people here. So just understand that they are people. Let's carry on.
In Pine in Seattle, agents photographed Chow making hand-to-hand drug sales of fentanyl, meth, crack cocaine, and heroin while armed with a pistol. He pleaded guilty to possession of a firearm in furtherance of a drug trafficking crime. All told, 6 New Day defendants have been convicted federally. So
all that still not worth my freedom.
That crackdown preceded Operation Red Rose, announced in this June press conference. The DEA and Seattle police tracked a street-level buy of meth all the way back to the Sinaloa cartel and then to Colombia. As seen in this video on X from the General of the Colombian National Police.
You know the craziest thing about this is that this has been going on for years. There has to be corruption in the government for it to be on this big of a scale. Somebody's involved in the government somewhere and it's corrupt. I just don't know where it is, but somebody's allowing these drugs to just come through. Let's carry on.
Took down the producers, distributors, retailers, and the money launderers. The DEA and SPD executed search warrants simultaneously in Western Washington and in Colombia. So, has it made a difference in saving lives? In looking at King County's overdose deaths data dashboard, fewer people have died so far this year, 650, compared to the same time period last year when 801 people died from fentanyl, meth,
Lord have mercy on them souls.
Narcan is more available now to treat overdoses, but DEA Special Agent in Charge Dave Ream says that by tearing out the Sinaloa cartel's drug pipeline by the root, it creates a gap in the availability of drugs, and it gives users the opportunity to get clean.
He might be in on it. I'm just kidding.
Hopefully, that makes it harder to find for a period of time where they can reevaluate their circumstances and maybe get help, maybe stop needing drugs in the future.
While deaths overall have dropped, I did notice a troubling number of reports from the King County Medical Examiner citing the cause of death is cocaine and fentanyl. Are dealers mixing the fentanyl in with the cocaine, or the traffickers shipping it in that way? Like, who's mixing fentanyl in with cocaine?
If you put fentanyl, which is highly addictive, a small amount into cocaine, you're going to get a user addicted to the cocaine that comes from that source. So if you are the seller and your cocaine has fentanyl, and I have other cocaine, I'm also a cocaine seller without fentanyl, yours is going to addict people and mine will not. So people will come back to you. It could be as simple as that.
And he says they're seeing more fentanyl powder being trafficked here than pills, meaning it can be easily mixed in with other drugs, making them more deadly. Getting the word out about the dangers is the reason for their new outreach program called Operation Engage. It's in effect across 11 cities, including Seattle. Agents and resource operators visit schools, tribal communities, and events working to reduce drug poisonings to save lives. They have an outreach specialist they hired a year ago who's doing nothing but going into the community to meet with people and tell them about the dangers. Look for the DEA Hummer that was seen.
I'm glad somebody's out there trying to reach people and tell them about the dangers of fentanyl and drugs in general, but fentanyl specifically because of how potent it is to our bodies, our mind, your mental. Just a little bit of fentanyl can kill you, if anybody didn't know, just a little bit. So all you have to do is really just touch it. I've seen plenty of videos where people just touch fentanyl and they literally go into cardiac arrest. So it is no laughing matter. So specifically on this video, in this case, we are not laughing at it. Maybe we'll laugh at the guy with the shiesty mask, but not this one. Let's carry on.
From a drug dealer and then wrapped in their one pill can kill message at events coming to you. Governor Jay Inslee's final term is coming to a close with thousands of encampments still standing on state-owned land. Inslee launched an initiative that funds encampment cleanups across Washington state. Those funds, though, could soon be running dry. The Spotlight's Taylor Winkle takes a look at how successful the initiative has been as WSDOT works with what they have.
When I first, came over here, there was only like one tent and then whole neighborhood.
Robin lives near the site of this North Seattle encampment right off Whedon and 69. This was home to 5 people, if you could call it that, but not anymore.
This site took priority because there was a high amount of people living on a small spot of land. It's very close to I-5.
State contractors are clearing the trash, tents, and all the other hazards left behind before WSDOT comes in to repair the land, closing it to camping for good. And it looks like a busy morning now, but the work here actually started 4 weeks ago when the outreach organization REACH came in to figure out how to help get these people off the streets for good. With housing.
It's housing, it's not temporary, it's permanent. So these places aren't repopulating, and that's really what the neighborhoods are asking for, is to not have this be an issue anymore for them.
Exactly. They need to come out with some type of housing plan for them if you're going to kick them off the streets. Homes and everything is increasing. Rent. People could barely afford to live, let alone try to eat. Some people, you can't even get a car. So there has to be something done. And I'm not saying, let's give everything for free. I already know we're paying taxes for it. We give everywhere else. Why can't we give here? But anyway, I'm not going to get too deep into it. Let's carry on.
REACH says the program is working. 90% of the people living in encampments like this accept housing. 80% have stayed off the streets.
That's good numbers.
And you can see that it works when you drive by closed-off encampments like this one in the U District. Clean land, no tents. It's also correlated in statistics. With more people off the streets, Seattle Fire says their calls for homeless-related fires are dropping. In 2022,
why are you going to set the whole neighborhood on fire with that? That man had that's a grease fire. That's a grease fire. He was trying to cook up his chicken.
First year of the program, they responded to nearly 1,500 homeless-related fires. In 2023, a little more than 1,300. And for this year, right now, we're sitting at around 507 to date, hopefully on track to see about 25% less than before. But data from unincorporated King County and the city of Renton showed their numbers staying about the same. So how much is it worth to clean up this state land?
The funding is running out. for WashDOT maintenance, so we have to make tough decisions at times.
In the first 2 years of the Encampment Resolution Program, WashDOT spent all $7 million allocated from the state budget shutting down and cleaning up encampments, fencing them off, and then monitoring them to make sure they stayed clear. Even with additional funding from cities like Seattle to do the work, they went over their budget. So this year they
ain't got to do the
$10
people stuff like
million
that though.
But they only got $9 million altogether, much of it already spent cleaning up 47 encampments in total so far, from this huge site in Spokane to
How you
this
spend
one
$9 million
in
that
Olympia,
fast?
And now the one we're standing at today.
Fencing may not be an option here because fencing costs quite a lot.
With no
Okay.
fencing here, there's not
So they
a lot
closed it
WashDOT
off, too.
can do
I was about to
stop
say.
people from moving back, except pay more to keep monitoring the area. Small to medium encampments like this one can cost up to $50,000 to clean up and fence off. Larger ones, double that.
Hold up. That may be my new hustle. It's $50,000 to clean up 2 tents? I can get me and my buddy Bobo out there. We can clean that up. That may be the new hustle for me. Now, I'm not going to throw their stuff away. I'm going to just tell them where they can go get it. Because I'm going to be good to them, you know? That's the new hustle, though. I didn't know they was paying $50,000 for that. I'm going to get me, my buddy Jojo, Bobo, and Fruit Loop. We going to get them. And we going to clean it up. We going to clean it up real nice. For about $10,000, we can clean it up real nice. Glory be to God.
Here at Whedon and 69th, cleanup and repairs cost $1,900, all they could afford.
Our commitment to the public is really important, and even though this is not something we envision necessarily in dealing with road maintenance, ultimately this is still our right-of-way, and ultimately we have to keep it safe for the public.
But without more
it's
funding,
time to
they
move to San
won't be able to
Francisco.
keep clearing these camps, and it's unclear what support this Inslee-era program will get in the future.
That was the Spotlight's Taylor Winkle reporting. Democratic candidate for governor Bob Ferguson says he plans to continue the program. Republican candidate Dave Reichert has said.
All right. That is the end of the video. I hope y'all enjoyed. I hope it gave you a new perspective and how sad it is out here for people and how you really need to be grateful for where you are, because it could be worse, and it's worse for other people, and everybody is going through something. So try to treat people with kindness. At least treat them how you would want to be treated, and try to be understanding and caring to everybody's situation. But thank you for checking out this video. Go ahead and like. It's gonna be right here. Hold on, let me find it. Like, comment, and subscribe. And tell me what you guys are going through. And I'll have this on because it's, like I told you, NFL season starting. Let me know your team down below. Also, what can we do to help those people out there? Whether it be with housing, cleanup, drugs. What are some ideas that you guys have? Because I'm looking for a solution. Everybody likes to be like, they need to get out of here, but let's try to find a solution. What's some good ideas that you guys think that you could do? Thank you for checking out this video. It's been Reese, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.